Danny Segura for MMAfighting.com here in New York City at the Bellator 222 Media Day. I'm here next to Kyoji Horiguchi, who's standing next to Heather Hardy, Dylan Dennis, Valerie Loretta, with Bellator welterweight champ Rory MacDonald, Mr. Lyoto Machida, Aaron Pico, Irina Kubota, who here with Chael Sonnen, who will be fighting.
I'm here with Chael Sonnen. I'm here with Chael. Who else would you be with?
Well, I don't know.
Chael Sonnen.
That's
Here's
right.
my picture.
In case you were wondering.
How? We're at my house, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm here with Chael Sonnen. Introduce yourself.
I did.
Huh? This speaks for me. This tells people who I am.
Yeah.
You tell them.
It goes without saying. I'm here with a legend. Exactly. You're with Danny Segura. That's all you need to worry about. This man right here, legend. Chael.
Legend and a legend killer. Biggest arms, all the charm, and do all the harm. Fight better than John Jones, sound better than Sean Combs, and you can ask around because I'm better than John Holmes. Let's do an interview.
First of all, I believe this is your first fight back in the States, right? Since leaving the UFC. Welcome back. How do you feel fighting, in the US? Did you miss it?
No, yeah. Yeah, I like United States in the fight. Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah.
So you fought Darren Caldwell, obviously, in Ryzen. You won that fight. Caldwell saying that, a big factor about that was that there was no cage, that it was with a ring. Obviously, here you're fighting with the cage. Do you think that played a factor at all in that fight, the ring?
I think not different. The same ring and cage doesn't matter, in the fight.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
He always says he prefer more cage better than ring.
Oh, you like cage better.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because more have space, ring little bit close. Yeah, small. Yeah.
Women's boxing compared to women's MMA is completely different. Women's MMA is far bigger and there's more money to be made there. Would you agree with that?
100%, and that really goes for men as well. Like in boxing, you have like the top 2% of boxers who are making money, whereas in MMA, the money is kind of spread out a little more. You have a lot more fighters making money. So even though you have the hundreds of millions that Mayweather was making is tons more than ever in MMA. I mean, there are more people making money. The opportunity to get a bigger purse is there, whereas for women's boxing, it's non-existent.
I'm not crazy about Ryan Bader, and I don't know that I would give him the opportunity. I feel that Ryan Bader hasn't, one, asked me nice enough for it, or two, insulted me in a way that's affected my ego. He seems to just kind of be a little bland right there in the middle. And as much as I know he would like that fight, and if I did become #1 contender, he would be very happy about it because it'd be a big fight in his meager little career. I don't know about that. He's either going to have to say something very nice, very sweet to me, ask me very, very politely, or he's going to have to insult me in a way that I feel damaged. But right now, Ryan Bader bores me.
So when I first spoke to you a few weeks back, or a couple months back, actually, you're very dismissive of Max, saying that you got too many traps for him. You're too sophisticated for him. So I'm guessing you still feel that way now that you've gotten some time to analyze his style.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like that, but obviously I'm not like looking past him. I know everybody could be tough. It's a fight, so he's gonna be tough. I hope he's gonna be tough. I mean, I hope he's been training hard, and so I expect him to come out tough. But tough isn't enough against me. It's a different level. There's levels to this game, so I mean, he'll find out.
You're probably one of the most Miami fighters ever. Maybe you're in competition with Jorge Masvidal.
Yes,
you go to FIU, go
Yes.
Panthers, and then you gave a shout out to Palacio de los Jugos after your post-fight speech.
La carreta, of
La
course.
Carreta, of course, yeah. How's it like training in Miami, and you're also going to school, right? So how is it like managing that?
So I was born in Miami. I started my MMA career there at American Top Team over there, and I actually made the switch to trained at American Top Team, Coconut Creek headquarters, because I saw they had the best woman in the world, and I really dropped everything. I started school online. I became a waitress. I did everything I had to do in order to pursue my dreams of pay rent in Coconut Creek, and here I am. But yes, Miami's my hometown. I'm a true Miami girl. I'm Cuban. I love it, and I miss it every time I travel.
So the fight previous, you made some comments after against John Fitch, and it was made a big deal in the media. You were saying that you weren't sort of feeling the same feelings you were feeling before when you were in the cage. Was that something you felt before, or was it the first time you ever felt that?
Yeah, maybe a little bit in the Mousasi fight, but really it was more of a lack of me taking the time to address my career with how much my life had changed in the last 3 years. You know, first off, I became a new believer in the Lord Jesus Christ. That was a huge life change. I got married, children, house, a lot of things changing in my life. You know, from where I was at, you know, before I met my wife and the Lord. So, you know, I never really took time to address the career part of it because I was just so used to the habitual, you know, fight week, you know, train for a fight, you know, do it all over again. So, you know, during this fight, it really hit me that, you know, I need to take some time to, you know, see how this all works in my new life.
Yeah.
And I took that time and have perfect clarity and in fact like feels like a new chapter going forward. So
This fight hasn't really been labeled as the number one contender yet, but do you still feel that way? Do you feel like you win here and the next fight for you is the title?
That's my goal, man. My goal. I want to fight for the belt, and I just want to have a chance for fight for the belt. And that's the moment that I've been waiting for.
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of fans, and I'm sure you've seen this, they've made sort of a big deal about the type of matchmaking you've been getting. Like, yes, you know, you're very skilled and you have a really decorated background. But the guys that you're getting, even Adam Borks, man, they all have a lot of fights, you know, and they're all very experienced. Unlike most Bellator prospects, they usually get guys, you know, that are 0-1, 2-1.
Yeah.
Is it something that you don't want to be babied into this career? Like, you don't want to take any easy fights?
Well, it's a little bit of both, you know. My job as a fighter is to fight. That's a good question for the matchmakers at Bellator. I know my job is to fight. Yeah, you look at the other prospects. They you know, they're taking a little bit different, and I don't know why. You're gonna have to ask Scott Coker. You're gonna have to ask.
So this is on them. Like, this
Well,
is
yeah,
the type of fights that they're presenting to you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, I went to fights, and I'm able to. That's the type of guy. I'm a wrestler. We're gritty. We're grinders. But they're, you know, they bring 4 guys, and they say, yeah, I don't pick who I fight. I don't say I want to pick that guy.
Right.
No, I don't. I want that guy. They bring them. I say yes. They go back. But they ask a guy. No, I don't want it. They ask another guy. They ask 4 guys on the roster. I'm not going to say any names. Do you want to fight Aaron Pico? They said absolutely not. Looking for Adam Borks. He took the fight. So if top-level guys on the roster are not taking fights with me, what makes you think that guys that are 0-2, 0-1 are going to take fights? You know, so people look at me and say, "Oh, your manager's crazy, your family's crazy, you're crazy." I need to fight. I need to make money. You know, and of course I'm going to fight tough guys. I mean, I can't hold out and say, "No, I'm a fighter." You know, ask the promotion. They're the ones bringing me these guys. So. Yeah, I'm not a matchmaker. I'm a fighter. I sign on the dotted line and I fight. Some people don't agree with it, but fuck, I mean, why do I do all this training to fight bums and not? I know it's risky. But to my fans and everybody, stay with me. Stick with me. I know. I've let a lot of fans down and I've taken up bumps along the road, but I just stay with me, stay the course, and I promise you we're gonna get to the top. I'm going to do everything in my power to get to the top. And, of course, we're going to have some scary guys that we're going to have to fight. But that's the game that we're in. If you don't want to fight scary guys, go and watch it on TV.
This is your first time fighting in the U.S. Does it feel any other different than your other fights? Because, you know, you've been fighting for a while now.
いや、MMA での一つの夢がアメリカでの試合だったので、本当にここニューヨークで試合することが本当にすごく嬉しくて楽しみで仕方ないです。はい。
So one of my dreams challenging in MMA was to fight in the States. So right now I'm just very excited and I'm very motivated. I'm just happy to be here.
なんかデビュー戦の気持ちです。
I feel like I'm making my debut all over again.
So does that mean you're a little nervous, excited?
ということはまあ緊張してるってことですか？
緊張はもう50戦ぐらいしてるんであんまりないけど、でもやっぱり全然刺激が違うのですごくエネルギッシュになってます。なんかやる気が。
So I've already fought over 50 fights. I'm not that nervous, but the energy that I'm feeling right now, the chills that I'm getting, it's a very refreshing feeling. So I feel very good and energized.
I think, and I say this with all respect towards every bantamweight, I think that I'm the future of this division. You know, I know from assessing myself from an outside standpoint, I got it all. Skills pay the bills. And not for nothing, a lot of MMA fighters is ugly and got tattoos and stuff like that. You could throw me anywhere. I could go sit in a courtroom and beat the case. You know, I'm a good-looking kid.
Can you talk a little bit about sort of the new crop of the Gracie family? You got Neiman, Kron Gracie, yourself, Hickson's son. It seems like right now the Gracie family is doing very well in MMA.
I hope keep doing. I have a couple kids coming up. I have Hiron. I have my cousin Kiwan. He's living with Roger in London. Kron is doing really well. Neyman. He's not there because he's not doing the title shot for no reason. He's deserved that, and I hope the Grace keep coming. We have a couple kids, next generations come. So I think always gonna be a Grace fighting. Winning or lose doesn't matter, but fighting is in our soul. So I think always gonna be that Gracie spirit inside us.
Oh my God. I have a feeling I won't sleep for days. I mean, like I said, I have dreamt about this and like thought it could come true and had faith in it, but it still is unbelievable. And for all those losses, for all those hard times, this feeling that you can't buy, you can't get anywhere else, you can't do anything for, this is why you do it. And so I wish I had better words, but both words and silence transgress, which means just it is. And so I wish I could tell you more, but it's probably the top of the mountain. So any of the best views come after the hardest climb. So I'm here. Thank God. Yes, this is my biggest win. I mean, this is probably the top of my career right now. And even, I try not to look too far ahead. I've tried to learn to live in the moment a lot more. But I can't even imagine what would ever top this, to be honest. And this is. It's heaven. I mean, it's amazing.
Girl, how do you feel? For submission. One of my main training, I do a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I haven't gotten a yet, so my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach was very excited.
Did the moment get to you? I mean, you said you were kind of trying to play it off as you were walking in tonight. Did it get to you at all, or were there nerves? What was the emotion?
Oh yeah, I was definitely very, very nervous coming in here. But it felt just like any other nervous, maybe a little bit more than usual, but yeah, no, I was like, can't believe this is happening. I just kept telling myself to, be in the moment, so. And
how about the matchup itself? I mean, here you are, you're a part of this, talent exchange program that's going on right now. I mean, you're facing somebody that's well known from Japan. What was that like for you?
Well, I knew she was really good. I mean, her record is unbelievable. I knew she was going to have me in the stand-up department, which she definitely did. I got hit a couple of times. I mean, it didn't really faze me, but I just okay, I know that my biggest strength would be on the ground, so I was like, I better take her down pretty quickly.
It's absolutely incredible. I am from a village where 2,000 people live, so it's crazy. And I just started the martial arts when I was 16 years old, so it's crazy, For my parents, it's a big deal if they are traveling to Budapest in my country, the home capital. So can you imagine his son fighting in the Madison Square Garden?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
At the end of the day, I'm 2-0 now. Oh my God, I haven't even thought of that. I'm 2-0. This girl has 11 amateur fights. I had 3. You know what I mean? Like, nobody gives me value who's gonna beat her. Yeah, I'm gonna beat her, but dude, the girl has experience too. So I'm proud of myself and what I did. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna be 3-0, I'm gonna be 4-0, I'm gonna be 5-0, I'm gonna be 10-0, I'm gonna get my belt. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm very shy. I don't speak English. Yeah. Sorry. 今回はベルトールのベルトをしっかり取れて、すごく嬉しいし、すごく嬉しく思います。
I'm very happy to be able to capture the Bellator title today.
この機会をくださった榊原さん、スコット・コッカーに本当に感謝しています。
I'm extremely grateful for the two gentlemen, Mr. Scott Coker and Sakakibara-san, who was able to provide me with this opportunity.
この後も両団体のチャンピオンとして、しっかりベルト取れたので、今後のことはもっともっと考えて、で UFC とかどんどんクロスプロモーションをしてほしいなと。でもっともっとこの MMA 自体を
大きくしていきたいなと自分は思ってます。
Now that I am champion for both promotions, I'd proudly like to represent Bellator and Rise in these two promotions and continue to fight the best in the world.
Yeah, I won 11 as an amateur, 11 as a pro, 22 straight, and I'm not really a prospect anymore. I feel like I'm right in the mix here, just like you said, and I deserved to be here a long time ago, so I really made the most out of my opportunity here.
My next question.
A lot of us believe that Juan Archuleta has earned the title shot, incredible knockout, but you just submitted a guy in a minute that went a split decision with him. Do you think there's any argument for you to get the title shot over him?
No, I think he's earned his title shot. He's had a lot of fights in Bellator. I'm still building and growing myself, so I seen that, right before I walked out, I figured he got his title shot, and Dantas got knocked out cold, so I was looking at, the next big name after I took out Ricky, and I'm looking at, I want to match up with Gallagher if he pulls through next weekend.
You just said that you want Horiguchi next. If he is out for a while, if he is defending his Rising belt, is there anybody else that you would, any other names out there that you would want? Would you sit around?
Step your ass up, man. I'm here. You have my belt. You have the Bellator belt. Who else is he gonna fight in Japan? You tell me. Who else comes to mind with a 18 fight win streak now, just dominating in and out of every fight I've been in. Only lost one round in my whole career. Only been taken down once in my whole career. Who else is he gonna fight that's gonna bring some excitement to the table?
Yeah, just longer fight than the first time around. I'm sure that cage experience helped you out a lot. Just how'd you feel about the performance tonight compared to the first time around?
I like the experience in there a little bit. I think it was kind of fun to hit someone 100% too, just go all out. So that kind of got me in a weird mindset where I started going crazy and hitting them, and then I heard my coach say jiu-jitsu, and then I kind of switched back to myself. But it was a good experience to kind of feel that, because the ref was saying I'm gonna stop it, so I got all crazy, and then the guy had a second wind, and I felt like I was a little tired, so I was like, all right, you know what, you can't just go crazy like that. I was like, you're smarter than that. You watch MMA your whole life. Why'd you do that? So I feel like it was a good experience.
Yeah, definitely. And did you credit his submission defense more than anything for kind of, taking a little while to get the finish, or was it just something you were kind of methodically working towards?
No. That guy's someone I probably wouldn't even do a round with. My jiu-jitsu is another level. He was just trying to survive for his life, He just wanted to say he lasted with Dylan Dennis, so it's hard when a guy just doesn't want to fight. He just wants to sit there and not move. But, with me, you're going to get tapped eventually.
What do you think makes sense for you going forward from here?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. We'll just see. Just keep going. Why not? I'm only 2-0, and that guy had almost 30 fights. People like to get mad at me for this and that, but that guy had almost 30 fights, and I only had 2 fights. I never fought amateur, nothing. So, they'll see. Everybody will see.
You got to be tough. You got to be tough in this sport, and I feel like I used all my toughness up. There was some positions in there that before in my career I walked right through them, and I didn't mind losing to him in his spots, some of the stuff on our feet and those jumping knees and whatnot. But I did mind losing to him in my spots. He was on top of me. I didn't think he'd be on top of me. I thought I could have scrambled. I could have got up. I used to be tougher. I used to want it more. I used to have more grit, and I just felt like maybe I fired my last bullet. I didn't have that same grit, and it's time to move on. It's funny what you tell yourself in those situations, but I thought there was major opportunity going into the second round. I thought that he was fading, that he really went for everything for the finish in the first round. And maybe I'm right. I don't know. I don't know. But I thought I can come out. I can win these next 2 rounds. And I took another one of those knees, and now I'm underneath again. And it was just a tough spot. It kind of went from bad to worse. He's very hard to deal with on his feet. So it was just one of those matches. It was very tough, but. Somewhere in there, I think I forgot your question, but the referee said to me when the fight was over, he said, Chael, I was trying to help you. I said, what took you so long? He said, are you going to retire? I said, I retired 3 minutes ago. I don't even know why we went to the second round here. So I think when you feel like that, even if it's for a moment, you got to go.
When you were talking about preparing for Lima and knowing that a fight like that will have peaks and valleys and that you have to have an iron will, how do you go about making sure that you have an iron will going into a fight like that?
It's when you're training every day, you have to kind of have the eye of the tiger. And it's eat, sleep,
you got to be like chewing on steel, kind of thing for 6 weeks, and it hardens your body, it hardens your mind. So I don't know, something about that just gets you in that mind frame of being able to push through certain low points. Whereas if you were just kind of training so, in good shape, you might slack off a little bit.
Is it possible to even get that for every fight, or do you have to pick your spots? Because if you get that for every fight, then you'll have a 2-year career.
I wish I had an iron will every fight. Sometimes I haven't, but I'd say for most of my career, I've been pretty strong-minded and focused and trained properly.
Well, it's that kind of camp, to be chewing on steel, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of becomes an enjoyment. Like once you get into that zone, it actually feels pretty good. I don't know. It's like kind of like you feel it inside of you. You feel hungry. You feel like a tiger. It feels good.
But when you're in there, it's a tough sport, and you're trying to hurt the other guy. How do you balance that and make sure that you come out on the other side, just continuing to believe in what you believe in?
I'm not struggling with that anymore. I have complete clarity that God gave me these skills and this platform. He took me from a scrawny kid in a low place and brought me up in the martial arts and in the fight game since I was 16 years old, and built me up to put me on this big stage, and I get to testify what the Lord has done in my life. So I think that's a really positive thing, that maybe I could reach an audience that maybe wouldn't be reached, in the fight world, about how good God is when you give your heart to Him.